And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases. In a fairly decent-sized week this week. We'll dive into all that in the back half, of course, so stay tuned for that. But we always start off weekly purchases with a little bit of housekeeping. In this week's edition of the weekly purchases, once again, brought to us by our friends over there at JaysToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Some of the best packaging you'll ever get from Jay's Toys and Games. They do a fabulous job over there. Tell them Kyle sent you and use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. Gotta get a deal. Gotta thank Jay's Toys and Games for sponsoring this week's weekly purchases. And if you want to sponsor weekly purchases, reach out to me on social media. You guys know how that goes as well. How about Patreon? It is best of season right now on the channel. You've seen some of the finest Western wear already on the channel. We've done a handful of top 5, top 10s as we close out truly what's the best of 2024. A lot more videos to come, so stay tuned for those. But of course, Patreon members get those videos earlier than anybody else. Patreon members also going to get, of course, early access to my toy room tour. So I am planning a toy room tour here for the holidays. It's been a while since we've done one. Of course, I moved some stuff around. There's been some changes. It should be a good video. You guys always seem to enjoy that one. So step inside to my house. You'll be able to see that, and Patreon members will get early access to that. Not sure for how long, but support the channel. Check out the old Patreon. A lot of stuff going on there every single day, including a giveaway. Here we are in the month of December. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, big rubber guy. That is the Patreon giveaway for the month of December. Check it out. Of course, early access to both YouTube channels. All the glamour shots, giveaways, Q&As every month over there. A lot going down on the Patreon. You can also sign up to be a free member. You can also sign up for a full year at a discounted price. Check out the Patreon if you have not. Appreciate the support of the very YouTube channel. But be on the lookout for best of, top 5, top 10s, and the Toy Room Tour. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and my other YouTube channel. Why wouldn't you do that? Also been working really hard on a new book. Got a new book right on the way here. Gotta get a deal, of course. You know, that is my mantra right there. I got this book. I've been working on it for a while. The Secret Life of an Action Figure Hunter Who Questions Time, but Never a Bargain. Oh, the true story. A little bit of a tongue-in-cheek book, but a lot of fun for sure. Pre-order coming very, very soon. So stay on the lookout for that book. A lot of fun to be had. A good read, of course. How could it not be? How could it not be? But more on that in the future. And I can tell you what my near future looks like. Next week, I'll be in the great state of Minnesota for the week. So hopefully it's not too cold for me up there. I will be working up there next week. Nothing going on at night. No concerts, anything like that. So I'll probably just do some figure hunting. Try to get something good for dinner. We'll see what's going on. But I'll have a video, I'm sure, of my Minnesota toy hunt here on the channel before you know it. Once again, early for the Patreon members there. And that's pretty much it for the housekeeping. Getting closer and closer to Christmas. Going to be a wild Christmas season, I'm sure. But it feels like Christmas coming a little faster than normal. I think kind of the dates with Thanksgiving moving around maybe is the reason for that. For whatever reason, it feels like Christmas is almost here. Because guess what? It is almost here. So hopefully everybody enjoys the Christmas, the holiday season. You know how all that goes. And now I normally say, let's move over to my wife Angie on the question of the week. Unfortunately, no questions this week. Nobody had a question last week. You wouldn't believe what Angie was wearing on this one, too. You guys would have been, I'm glad you didn't come over here. I don't know, we'd probably get banned for what you're wearing here today, Angie. But that's your guys' loss, no question. Next week, put it in the comments down below if you want to be the question of the week. And maybe we'll have a question of the week next week, or maybe we won't. But we will have the weekly purchases. All right, time to dive into the weekly purchases. And only one round this week, but a hefty priced one round of weekly purchases. And let's start off with it. Let's start off with some new Mondo. Got the new Cyclops. Oh, when I think of Cyclops, this is what I think of. X-Men Animated Series Edition. Cyclops through the door this week. But not done from Mondo. Got this one. Very excited to check this one out as well. It is Lion-O of the Thundercats. Oh my gosh, those cats are loose once again. What was that, Todd McFarlane? You haven't seen a cat that good since the feral cat that lives back behind your barn? Oh, Todd McFarlane with the hot news right here. But with two Mondo figures this week, and I still got a bunch to unbox. I still got a Man-at-Arms to unbox. I got a Bane to unbox. I got that Deluxe Skeletor to unbox. Omega Red to unbox. Getting piled up, and you'll see maybe some of that in my toy news video. Or toy news, how about toy room tour, more like it. Stay tuned for that here on the channel. Big pickup this week. I was so excited I already unboxed it. It is, of course, Rick and Scott. Two brothers. They don't do drugs, but they're always on top, as we do know. Scott and Rick Steiner through the door. Check out that review if you did miss it. Also picked up Elite 114 Chase Edition. Jimmy Uso. Jimmy and Jay Chases in 114. 114 had me pulling my hair out, but we got Jimmy Uso Chase through the door this week. Not done with the wrestling. I did pull the trigger on that box set for Black Friday, of course, of the Vault, the Jazzwares Vault for the AEW Ring of Honor figures. Basically get everybody outside of the Briscoes, I think is what it ended up being. And they had like 50% off, and then there was like another 40% off coupon. It was a wild sale, and I said, I don't really need these, but it was such a good deal. I said, I'll pick it up, and I'll probably use these for giveaways because we're dangerously close. We're 5,000 subscribers away from 50,000, and I feel like we got to do at least a minimum of 5 giveaways for the 50,000 subscriber special. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? But I would probably use some of these for Patreon giveaways and, of course, the milestone giveaways over there on YouTube or over here on YouTube. We got Kyle and O'Reilly right here, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, Danhausen, probably the most popular one so far. Maybe the Briscoes, obviously. We got that one there. How about a little Brody Lee action right here? A little Kenny Omega as well. Can't forget Claudio Castagnoli. I should say Briscoes were sold out, as was the Bryan Danielson one. That one is probably the most popular outside of the Briscoes. And then the Death Triangle 3-pack, looking very, very nice. So I got those all through the door. Stay tuned for those for giveaways, probably in the future, here on this very YouTube channel. Yes, this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Not done, old Uncle Todd from the couch. I know, not Uncle, best friend. Best friend Todd. We did get Batman this week. We did get Aquaman. How about a little Flash, and then a little Superman. It is the Total Justice, I guess, kind of. It reminds me of Total Justice 90s. Also, video game. Not sure exactly what this is supposed to be. I guess Justice League Task Force. So, must be a video game. They got kind of video game colorization to them. I'm not sure. I look at it and I like it, and then I look at some of the heads and I'm not sure. Have to see, but we'll unbox these on the channel as we usually do. Probably Kyle Peterson 2.0, but looking interesting. Of course, Darkseid is the Build-A-Figure of this set right here, and that is it. That's it for weekly purchases. Nothing else through the door this week. Things slowing down as we get closer to Christmas, which isn't a bad thing. Needs to slow down a little bit. I think it needs to slow down for all of our wallets because we got kids, we got wives, we got friends, we got parents, we got grandparents. We got to buy gifts for those people too. So it's good that things are slowing down a little bit as we close out 2024. But things aren't quiet on this YouTube channel. As I said, a lot of the best of videos to come to finish out 2024 and probably early into 2024. We also got a toy room tour around the corner, so stay tuned for that as well on this very YouTube channel. So check out the Patreon, check out the channel. Do what you got to do out there, but hopefully everybody's enjoying the winter months. Oh, it's getting cold. And like I said, I'm going to Minnesota next week, so it's going to be a cold one up there for sure. But don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to my other YouTube channel. Check out the Patreon. Check out ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Check out all my sweet dance moves over there on TikTok. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. And on Instagram. You know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way to Minneapolis.